then anxiety comes in, because it gets hot in the mind. That increases the temper level. And that's where balancing is required. Okay? And the body level, Pitta metabolizes food and everything, which is all good. But when that's imbalances, then what happens? Indigestion, heartburn, because it's too much acid in the body. Acne, hypertension, that's all because of the imbalance of Pitta. Vata. So Vata is energy of movement. We learned all that. It's all about the cold, the quality. It's all about the quality. What we're talking is the quality. So the quality of Vata is dry, cold, light, drunk. That's why the Vata personality people are very thin. And autumn season or early winter season is the Vata season. Okay? So, like we learned, when wind is too much, it damages everything. That's what happens in our mind too. Then the fear comes in. Then poor memory comes in because of the imbalance of Vata. And these people, then they think one thing. Now they think, oh, okay, I want to do this. But then in a few minutes, no, I don't want to do this. I want to do something different. That's how Vata, because the air, it moves so fast in the mind. And in the body, metabolism, digestion, the flow, everything that flows or moves in the body is Vata, from one place to another. When we eat food, from mouth to intestine, that movement is Vata. So all these peristaltic movements and involuntary, voluntary movements are all Vata. But if that imbalances, then hyperactivity comes in. That's where ADHD comes in. And that needs to be balanced. Okay? So these are about the balances and imbalances. But now we have to learn how we do that, right? So we need to control. We need to control our doshas by lifestyle management, our daily routine, what we eat, what we should eat, what we should not eat, when we should eat and when we should not eat, because Ayurveda has a whole cycle. We'll talk about it. So this picture is very simple, that we can't control the wind, but we can adjust the sails, right? It's very simple. We know this, right? But we don't know that we should do that with our body too. Because nature, we can't control the nature, right? But we can control our eating. We can control what we eat. We can do exercises, right? That's what it is, to balance and make ourselves healthy and well balanced. So I don't have time to go through this, but this is the food as a medicine. So this is the food plate here. According to Ayurveda, there are 6 tests, and we should balance our meal with all 6 tests. So if you eat one particular food all the time, this is going to imbalance in your body. Okay, this is the whole food science. It's a different chapter that we can't talk today because of the limitations of the time, but some other time. So this is what I was talking about. Ayurveda is all about the nature's clock. So the lifestyle management goes around this clock. What time we should wake up, what time we should eat, what time we should go to bed, and what not. It revolves around this clock. So this clock is made by the time of sunrise and sunset. So this is the assumption. We have to go by whatever the time in that particular season, sunrise time in that particular season is, and sunset time and that particular season is. So 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. is kapha time. Okay, so Ayurveda actually recommends to wake up before sun rises. That's the good time to wake up. You're fresh and you have a lot of energy, because if you sleep late, then kapha in your body increases. And that's a simple science. You know, we experience that. If we're trying to reduce the weight or something, if we're not active, it won't happen. If we sleep too much in the morning, it won't happen. Because the earthy substance, it increases. It's kapha time, 6 to 10. If we wake up early in the morning, between 4 to 6, it is vata time, which is moving, and we're fresh. Then from 10 to 2 o'clock is pitta time. Because it's simple, because sun goes up, right? And it's hot at that time, 12 o'clock. And that's the time when you eat your meal, it gets digested very well. And that should be your big meal of the day, okay? And then 2 to 6 p.m. is again vata time, which is the relaxing time, but this is the creative time where you can, you know, do your work, artwork, resolve your problem, do your study. That's the time. And then 6 to 10 is again kapha time. It's because sun is setting. And that time is, you have to make sure that you go to bed before 10 o'clock. Because after 10 o'clock, you will not be able to sleep well. That is pitta time, because your intellect, it's on there. Your antenna is up. You will not be able to sleep. It takes time to go to bed if you are late to go to bed. So in the evening, when you finish your dinner, it should be early and not late. There should be 2 to 3 hours gap between your meal and you go to bed. Okay, then 10 to 2 midnight is a pitta time. So do not eat at that time, because this is a night time. You keep that time for healing and restoration of your body. Okay, so people who are up at night, they have problems. They have acid reflux. And then again 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. is vata time. So this is a very simple clock that you can always keep with you when you do your daily routine, and that really helps with your lifestyle. Any questions so far? No?
I would just make a comment, if you don't mind, Dr. Daptardar.
Yes.
We have a lot of students in the audience, and I am sure that I don't know any student that goes to bed before 10 o'clock. And most of you are probably up at your computers, and that is just kind of the lifestyle of students. And do you have any recommendations for our students who,
Yes.
who do have to get a lot of work done, everything else, and not be able to go to bed by 10 o'clock?
Yes, because I have a daughter. She's in university. She's in UConn. She's going to graduate this summer, and I tell her the same thing. So students, what they do, they think that the time to study is later in a day, but that can be in the morning. If you go to bed early and wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, that is the best time that you will remember whatever you study. Just do the clock, just move the clock a little bit of different way.
Okay, the other question that I had was noticing that when the pitta comes on after 10 o'clock, because I am also up too late. I don't go to bed at 10 o'clock either. And it seems that once I hit like 11, I get my second wind. And I can keep going and keep going.
Yes.
Because it's the pitta.
It's a pitta time. You will notice all these things today that you're learning. You will notice it later on, because Ayurveda is the science of experience and not the experiment. Okay, it is experience. You experience that. People ask about a lot of researches and experiments. Yes, they're there now, but that time, 6,000 years ago, people just went by the experience. Okay, so what we eat today, what your grandma told you to eat, or what your mother cooks, or whatever, do you ask about the experiment? Do you ask about the research? No, your grandma says, when you have cold and cough, you just make a, chicken noodle soup and that works. That works, right? Do you ask about the research? No. So that's what it is. The holistic medicine, that's what it is. It is about the experience. So when you go home, I may send you the slides if you want to send them.
Oh, that'd be
you
wonderful.
Keep this clock with you. This is the seasonal chart. This is a different chart. But if you go by that and change your lifestyle a different way, you will notice you're intelligent. You will notice the improvement. But when you improve your digestion, everything is right there. Once you improve your digestion and your cycle, you will be fine.
Great, thank you.
Okay, so this is the seasonal chart because season and yes.
I was gonna say on the last one when you said people are up late at night, they get acid reflux. Why does that happen?
Yeah, because it's a pitta time, and pitta is fire, and again, Ayurveda is not just about your body constitution and this clock, but also what you eat is important. If you are a pitta type of personality and eating a lot of hot food, and again, you're up at that time, then this will increase. This pitta imbalance will be worst. And it also goes by age. Okay, so this is like when we are young, like babies, that's the kapha. Okay, and then the middle age is pitta age, and the later age is vata age. So that's what happens, and again, it's experimental. It's about the experience, not experimental. So when we get older, our skin gets older and dry because vata increases. When in the middle age, like your age, you have more acne, right? Because of the pitta, it increases in that age. It's the age and pitta both. Okay? So it is seasonal, it is according to age, it is according to clock. So there are so many factors in it. That's why it's not something that you will understand in 1 hour, but keep reading the books, you will understand more. I'm here today to make you understand the simple principles, because these are the simple principles. So when you read the book, you will understand more. Okay? Because once you understand the philosophy and what the principles are, then it's easy for you to go the next step. Okay? Okay. So this is the seasonal chart. We started 10 minutes late. Is it okay to go 5 minutes late or 10 minutes?
Is that all right with the rest of the audience to go over a little bit?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So I just want to go over lifestyle management because this is important for all of us. Self-care is very important. Once we take care of ourselves, probably we don't need, yes, we need doctor, but we don't need as many times that we currently need. Okay? So prevention, what do you do for prevention and balance the dosha? The first thing in the lifestyle management is wake up in the morning, like I said, and then make sure that you clean your teeth and you clean your tongue. It's weird in Ayurveda, this lifestyle management. It talks about all the cleansing. Why? You will see in the morning your tongue is deposited with a white substance, and it's important to scrape that. Otherwise, the absorption will not take place right away. Okay? And then just make sure that you do a good breathing in the morning, because to cleanse the nasal path, or there's a neti pot. I don't know if you heard of neti pot, to just clean the passage.
Anybody use a neti pot?
No.
No?
No.
You can buy them at CVS. They're very mainstream
Yeah, just to
now.
clean the nasal path. So cleaning of teeth, tongue, and then gargle with oil. It's really weird, but yes, that works because that gives strength to our gums, and it is antibacterial coconut oil. Okay, just a simple tips. When you do that cleansing of nasal path and mouth, clean your eyes as well. Not just with the spray of water, but take the water in your hand and put your eyes in it like 5 times in and out. That's how you clean, because that gives toning to your eyes to make sure we keep or restore the capacity of our eye muscles. Okay, and then the yoga and meditation is recommended in the morning, because morning time is the best time for exercise. And then if you could, a little bit massage, oil massage, it's called Abhyanga in Ayurveda, to our body and to our head, the chakra here, crown chakra. And then you get going, your classes or whatever, take a little break, because Ayurveda recommends a little breakfast in the morning and a bigger meal between 10 to 2. Okay, so if you want, you can do that, and then at 10, between 10 to 2 is your bigger meal time, your lunch time. Okay, and then after that, in the evening, you should eat between 6 to 8, and that should be your light dinner. Okay? And another thing I just want to mention, Ayurveda recommends cleansing with the seasonal cleansing. So when season changes, our body requires cleansing. It's just like, we clean our pots. If we cook something and it's more oily, you have to clean it too much, right? Because of the oil. And we clean our dustbin. Let's talk about that. We put the garbage away every day, right? But if we don't clean it, then what happens? The substance, whatever it is, it deposits on the wall. And if you don't clean that bin, then it smells, right? Don't you think that something like that happens in our body too? Yes, it does. And that's why Ayurveda calls ama. Ama, that means the deposition, that substance. Because we eat every day, but we don't eliminate that well. If you do, that's good. But if not, if the elimination is not happening that well, those substances you are depositing, you have that in your body. They're not coming out completely, and they get deposited over the time. And that's where, just like the garbage can, it smells because the bacteria develop in there too, right? That's what something happens in our gut as well if we don't cleanse. So Ayurveda also recommends time to time basis, if you feel that you are congested or you have more ama in the body, then cleansing, that means the purgation is required to eliminate all those doshas, ama, the substances in our body, toxic substances in our body. Okay? Then Ayurveda recommends room temperature water, not ice cold water, because just an example, if you have a slab of cheese, right, and you pour cold water on top of that cheese, what happens? It becomes more thick, right? It will become more thick, right? This is the chemistry, simple chemistry. But if you put hot water on that slab, what happens? It will melt. That's what something happens in our body. All that deposition, cholesterol, whatever we have, all the toxins, if we drink cold water, eat cold food, what happens? It's not going to melt. It's going to increase. And that's why sometimes people say, you know, whatever I do to reduce my weight, I can't do that. It doesn't happen. I followed this diet, I followed why? Because first of all, the cleansing is required. All this deposition, it's not going anywhere. Actually, it's depositing more, right? So that if you start drinking warm water, you will find a difference that your body is more cleansing. Okay? Any question? So again, cleansing is not just the body cleansing, because Ayurveda is all about body, mind, and spirit. Cleansing is also required for our mind. If you're too busy and you're doing 10 different things at a time, right? You always do. What happens? You do it and do it again and again, and after a while you said, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed, right? What is that overwhelm? It's too much in our mind that needs cleansing. Then what's the recommendation? Just calm down, do some meditation, some deep breathing, right? And then it cleanses. So that mind cleansing is also required, and especially for the students, you get, you know, too much pressure sometimes, and you have to study whatever you need to do, right? But if you do a little bit of deep breathing in the morning and before you go to bed, that's going to help. You will realize, you will experience. Like I said, it's a science of experience. Okay? So those are a few tips for you today. Warm water, breathing, and if you're so anxious and there's so much pressure, just calm down, close your eyes, and just imagine that you have something in front of you. It's a candle or a lake or whatever, just to concentrate, or just concentrate on your breathing for 10 minutes, or music, not rap music. Meditation music. That's a different music for calming, okay? And release stress. So time basis, it is really required. Otherwise, what happens? Monkey mind. You don't know where the mind is going to go. Okay?
That's right.
And that's why it's called monkey mind. Okay. So these are the simple tips again. Pranayama, yoga if you prefer yoga, or your exercise, whatever you want to do, because this is required to release the stress on daily basis. Then there are some types of breathing. If you're really stressed, then you can close one nostril and breathe through another, and then exhale. Inhale, exhale. You can do that. Or you can just inhale and exhale. You will see the difference if you're angry. Just do that. When you're angry, don't talk too much at that time to that person who are angry with. Okay? Just do deep breathing. Give some thought to why you're angry, and process that. Then you will see the difference between the behavior. Okay? Okay, so meditation always works if you have any, chronic insomnia, or student, mostly they're up at night and then the routine changes after the exam. So if you do yoga, meditation, you will get back to your routine. That balances out. Balances are very important. So again, Ayurveda's lifestyle management according to season is important. And tune up with the nature. If nature is cold, if there is snowing outside, and if you drink cold coffee and drink cold water and eat cold food, that's going to affect your balance. That will imbalance your body, and that is the reason in that season people have more cold and cough and flu. That's the reason. Now you experience. Later after you go home, now you think about that. Okay. And these are the therapies in Ayurveda, massage and Shirodhara, and anytime, just a simple therapy for you guys when you're stressed, whether it's sports or whether it's your exam, put your feet in warm water at night. Soak your feet in warm water, maybe in a tub, in the bathroom, whatever it is, for 10 minutes, and you'll feel better. You'll sleep better too. Okay? Okay, and we spoke about seasonal cleansing already, because Panchakarma is another chapter of Ayurveda. So I just want to go to the slide. This is my prescription. Yoga, meditation, Ayurvedic lifestyle, and use the herbs and the therapies for longevity and graceful living. So these are the simple herbs to use too. Turmeric is the best for pain. For it works as antibiotic if you have acne and stuff. It's good for immunity, to keep your immunity intact or increase the immunity. The first is ashwagandha. That is what do you call it? It's amrit. That's the medicine for all.
I've learned that it's an adaptogen. It helps you go with the flow a little more easily.
Right. So people take it like it doesn't matter if you are sick or not, to increase your vitality, to increase your immunity. Then Chyawanprash is the combination of the medicine for longevity. So it has all other ingredients in there, but that's for the longevity. Then fourth is Triphala. We already spoke about turmeric. Triphala is for light cleansing. That's a little purgative, and that's what people use for cleansing. Okay, whether it's constipation or ama, or whenever you feel that you're not eliminating well, and that happens mainly when we are stressed and up at night and change our routine. Then fifth is aloe vera. Aloe vera is very good for skin. Especially it is a medicine for young girls to balance the hormonal levels. Then Nasya hair oil. Ayurveda talks about these oils in the, because this is just like, for your car, oiling is required, for machines, oiling is required, or body oiling is required as well. So oil in the nose and ear and eyes, and oil pulling, and oil for massage, everything. We need oil to keep going, according to Ayurveda. Okay. And at the end, we are almost 18 now. I just want to do this Marma therapy with you. Okay. This is for bliss. Okay. So it is a pressure point therapy, energy therapy of Ayurveda. So these are the points that we're going to follow. This is the middle point. Just press this 3 or 4 times, 5 times. Okay. Then go to the end of the eyebrow and press there. And come back to number 2. Press there. It loosens up all the congestion that we have, sinus congestion and whatever. And then the closed eyes, end of the eye. Number 5. And just press there. underneath our eye here, close to the nose, which is always, when we feel congested through the emotions or whatever. And when you do this, you feel better. Okay? Thank you. Do you feel better?
Thank you.
Already? No? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't know if this is your first introduction to Ayurveda. In my class, Holistic and Integrative Health, we do have a little intro to Ayurveda. And I've been teaching that course for 6 years. And it's taken me really 6 years to really try to understand it a little bit more fully. So if your heads are swimming with all this information, I truly understand that. But
Yeah, that's why I made simple way
Yeah,
just
it's
to
very
understand
simple.
the three
So
words.
certainly you did a wonderful job as a great introduction, so thank you so much. And Dr. Daptardar is also going to be at the health fair. I told you we're